You have written a song to go along with the book?
Yes. I started writing a theme song for this book about a year and a half ago. And I finally got everything together. And right now, my father and I, we co-wrote it together. And getting everything together so that it'll be out this fall, which the title of it is My Name is Suzanne Lantana. And it's a positive song, up-tempo, very upbeat. Everybody can sing along with it. It's fun.
And people have heard it and like it?
Nobody has heard it as of yet. It's in, close, tight corners.
And conceptual.
Yes, and everybody cannot hear it as of yet, but it'll be ready soon.
This fund, you have a fund that's going to go toward, to memorialize your aunt that was lost in 9/11.
Right.
What is it? What is the purpose of it?
The purpose is I want to do something to give back, and I want to do something to help those who are still grieving. This is a way to help, build something that means so much to us, and those who have survived and those who have passed away. And I know my aunt would have wanted it too, because she would have been, active in it as well. So I wanted to do it for her and her memory, as well as those who passed and those who have survived.
And do you run into people who had lost some relatives or friends or family?
Oh, yes.
And what have you found when you encounter them?
A lot of them are still grieving, which I can understand, and some have, came to a place where they can talk about it. It's not full extent, but a good extent where they can really sit down. I had one friend of mine who really couldn't about a couple years ago, but now can sit down with me and can really discuss it. My family and I were very open, so we discussed everything. That's very important, and, not so important. We have our, our good times. But I think it's very important to be open with your family and to be able to have a good communication is what's key, and trust.
And what helped you grieve the loss of your aunt? You were so close to her. How were you able to get through that?
My mom, my family, and my faith is really what
helped.
helped.
You talked about it
and
a
we
lot.
Yes, I made sure that I talked about it because I knew if I kept it within, it would really hurt me, and I can't hold it in. I'm the type of person that I have to let it out, and I have to say it the way it is and get how I feel out, because I feel that that's what's really needed. I think a lot of people hold so much in, and by doing that, they're hurting themselves and not really taking care of the matter when they should be. I really feel.
And how did you come up with the name Suzanne Lantana?
Suzanne, always loved that name, Suzanne, ever since I was little. But there was a restaurant in my town that was across from my home named Lantana, and one day I went by the window and I just looked at the name and I said, you know what? This goes. This really clicks. I said Suzanne Lantana, and it just, from there on, more ideas started flowing to me, and I said this is going to work. I knew it.
So it really just seems like things are really lined up for you here.
Yes.
And you have the full support and backing of your family, and you're doing your press releases and
radio and newspapers, magazines, getting everything out there. I take one day at a time. I leave it in God's hands, and whatever's going to be, I know it's coming from Him.
Tell us about, you have one brother? You have a brother?
I have one brother.
And what role does he play? Is he in the book?
Or
aspects of him in the book?
Yes, aspects of him are in the book. My brother, my real brother, he is a sweetheart. He's a teddy bear. He is the most sweetest, down-to-earth guy you can ever imagine. And he is very supportive. He doesn't have a negative thing in his body. He will sit there, and if something's going wrong, he will come to you. He will sit there. He will listen. And he could just say 2 words, and it'll make you smile. That's just the type of brother I have, and I love him very much.
Does anyone, has there been someone who hasn't been able to relate to the book? Or has there been someone who says, well, maybe, you came from a very supportive family. It's very different than someone who doesn't come from that or doesn't have that confidence. And that's maybe, why you're able to succeed or, move forward with your plans. Has that ever come up as an issue?
Somebody had asked me, what do we do if our parents aren't supportive? Or what do we do if we want to do something but our parents don't want us to? I still say go for it. I don't believe that you should sit back and not go for your dreams just because somebody's telling you otherwise. That's a negative comment. They may not understand what you want to do, but you understand it. As long as it makes sense to you, just go for it. I'm a true believer in that. I don't believe that you should ever listen to anybody or sit back and take what somebody's giving to you. That's not right. That's negative. I say what you got to say, do what you got to do, move on, and follow through on it.